All right, resuming. Let's see how this goes. Live now. Okay. Hopefully people pop over. Yikes. I don't like it when things don't go the way they're supposed to go. Sorry, you guys. I seriously thought we were frozen. When I looked up at my screen, it looked like there was no work done in this corner over here where all of that had gone through. So I hope everybody just pops back over here. There you go. It was good. It was completely showing as frozen on my side. So I wish that there was a better way of sorting this out. I almost need to have like a separate non-YouTube based chat so that I can have a more reliable view of the stream. That's disappointing. Anyway, were you guys able to see kind of what I was showing with the black, how there's the faint texture in here now? Those should be white when we peel them off. Yeah, the lighting in here for this is terrible. If we're going to do this in the afternoon, we're going to need to find a different system for that. Curtains, I guess, and a better lamp. All right, let's pull this up. Let's do it. Oh yeah, this is brilliant. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get a better image of this. Trying to show it off to the camera. I'll move back down. I don't know where my lens is. Come on, focus. There we go. Still a terrible view, but yeah, it looks cool. I think this will be the way to do this going forward. Okay, so new plan. We're going to... Hi, Saxadoodle. We're going to draw this out in a smaller form and just test it. Just test it. So, let's not waste any paper here. I suppose I don't necessarily have to erase all these pencil lines because they're going to be blacked over anyway. So what happens if we do the whole map black and white? Laura, hey, sorry. It genuinely looked like it had frozen on my side of life. Like, when I looked up at the screen, it looked like nothing had happened for, like, pushing 2 minutes. So I thought I had to reboot, but Patrick said it was fine, and now I feel really bad that I forced you guys to reboot. Sorry. You've got my cell number, hey? Can you, like, text me when I sound like there might be a problem and there isn't? Okay. This might not be the funnest thing for you guys to watch because this is not going to be super visible. But we're going to try. Now I've got too many bubbles in my stuff. There we go. I just want to try a couple more like tests with this to see what we get. Because in theory, I can do all of my regular line work like this. And end up with black mountains, which could be really fun. This might give me a much more kind of medieval engraving kind of feel. Just because of the way the lines lay down. Okay, and then if we want to put a river in here, try that. And then build up some hills on the other side. Although there's a noticeable difference with my paper bouncing when I'm using this tip. So that's interesting. It's not difficult for me to see. They're not super visible, don't get me wrong. It's the difference of like 2 shades on a piece of paper. It's easy enough for me to see, but I realize it's impossible for you guys. Because literally the fluid that I'm using is this vaguely yellow color compared to what you guys are seeing. It should be easier to see once we throw the black on it, but like there's really not a whole lot of difference between this and the paper. Alright, so that's dry. Let's try this black again. Oh, I don't need to open this, I have black already. This would probably also be going a little bit better if I was using a brush and not a rubber relief. We'll switch in a minute. The great thing about a silicone push like this though is like you don't waste bristles and like bending your brush on something that's inconsequential in terms of a brush stroke. I wonder how much color I can add to my liquid frisket and get it to show without ruining the latex properties of it. I imagine it could be a fair amount. Oh, ultraviolet ink would be fun. I have blacklight ink. I have a jar of it. Ooh. But then how do I, like, I can do that for, like, the actual map that I'm giving my players. That doesn't help me with the Patreon thing. But still, like, that could be fun. I'd have to find that jar. I'm sure it's here somewhere, though. Okay, not quite yet. Yeah, I love the idea of hidden messengers. It does mean I need to find like a portable blacklight light for them, but I'm pretty sure like you can get little blacklight flashlights now. I feel like hand them an all black sheet of paper. Yeah, no kidding, right? Just be like, here's your map, yo. That could be really amusing. Focus. There we go. Come on. I'd have to order one, I guess. Okay. All right, let's pull this off and see what happens. That's pretty fun. It's definitely giving me more of a woodcut feel. It proved just how lazy I am with my line work today because I can see all of my lines are swooping and kind of blending together. It's been a long time since I've worked with a dip quill though, so I think that's probably it. A different technique dwarves would use for mapping their world. To me, dwarves would be dealing with densities more than anything because they're a mining culture traditionally. So I think that they would be prioritizing different kinds of knowledge. But that's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I like this. I just don't know if this is what I want to do for an entire map. Might be different with a different nib on my pen, to be fair. How does that look if I paint over it? Let's find out. Brushes. This could be a great way to do an Underdark map. Like, this could be super fun for an Underdark map. This is highly amusing. I don't know if the color's coming through super well for you guys. I'm really liking how this looks now that I've been farther away from it for a little bit of time. There's another line of latex I didn't pick up here. No, apparently I got it. Alright. I think it needs more intention. It's not so haphazard. It's a little bit harder to do because the line width is thicker than what I can do with black. And it looks more like reptilian as opposed to trees to me. I don't know if that's true for you guys. Yeah, I mean, that's a total possibility for me for the game. Absolutely. It doesn't help me with the Patreon map, but that's okay. I don't think that that needs to be something I'm diehard concerned about. I can do a standard map for Patreon. That's a neat idea, actually, the not rubbing it off until you get closer. Okay. Okay, cool. I'll put this away for now. And just dig into something pretty that I can put online for my people. Where is my Bristol? Okay, I just need to grab myself a clean sheet. 1 second. You stay there. You don't need to get up. So now, let's get on to the real work at hand. That's okay, you're allowed to crash. I thought the stream had crashed, so I restarted us, and then it hadn't crashed, so I had restarted us for nothing. I feel a little bit bad about that. Naps are good though. Naps are your body trying to sort shit out, so just get her done. Alright, pencil. I have one of those. Shorthand. That's terrible, Gary. Absolutely terrible. Okay. Resuming mountains. What did we think about those slightly more jagged peaks, guys? Are they worth pursuing, or should I just go back to what I know and love? It was half measure. You are terrible. I love you. What do we think about these mountains? Give me guidance, wise people. You like both? Okay. Well, maybe we'll play with it a little. Missed the mountains. You weren't really that brain dead, I promise. They were... Oh, this Bristol is so thick. They were these ones, which are more jagged, and... Fuck me. Oops, sorry guys. That was not completely dry, and now I have ink on this page. Good job, Shay. Anyway, they were a combination of kind of what I do and something slightly more jagged than what I do normally. I guess I do them all at this point. The dark shadowed ones? Yeah, me too. I want to figure out how to do a section of that on here. That's kind of what we spent the whole amount of time kind of figuring out. I just don't know the best set of mechanics. I'm going to put this wrecked one down here so I don't wreck the other one. Like, I don't know if it's easier for me to just lay in all of this extra black individual strokes with a black pen until it's super dense. I think that'll give me the best control and, like, the look that I want. What do you mean what I used them with, Gary? These are more like canine teeth, hey? They're a lot sharper. I do a lot of broad normally, don't I? I think I like them, but I don't know for sure. Like, I'm undecided. Let's just do a small patch and see where we end up. That was a very Bob Ross statement. The dark ones, yeah, for sure. So the map that I'm trying to design right now, I was hoping for it to do double duty for one of the campaigns that I'm running and my Patreon map for this month. And so the map that I need for my campaign is a map of a necromancer's lair that my characters are currently trying to scry on so they can figure out where it is. And one of the clues they have about the geographic location of this place is that it's in a forest that does not live but cannot die. And so I was saying to Patrick at the beginning of all of this that it's a petrified forest. And that's one of the things that they're looking for. And then we were trying to figure out how to best represent that. And he had suggested the photo negative component. And that's kind of what got me experimenting with the heavy black, which is fun, but technique-wise, technologically, I'm not sure if that's the appropriate use of that word, far more complicated to do. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm okay with complicated. But I don't think the map that I want to give my players now is going to be the same map that I want to make for Patreon. Because there's so many options of stuff we can do with the player map in terms of UV ink or leaving it all blacked out and then just rubbing off with one of the maps, the latex, and revealing the map as we go. Like, Patrick had some really brilliant ideas for kind of ways that can be manipulated in game. And I dig that so much. So now I have to kind of go back to the drawing board, see what I can find. Sharp and more blunted. Yeah, I think that's a solid plan as well. This is a 03, so I need a 005. Zombie tree is better than the last page? Zombie trees are good. We like zombies. Well, we like zombies at a distance. Roasts are also good. We are a fan of roasts. I feel like I need to step up my game too, but I think your game is wonderful. I don't think you need to change anything. I mean, there's a lot of like young talent and new talent and stuff, so I think wherever you start is totally fine. Oh, I follow you now, Gary. Sorry. That should have been obvious, and it wasn't to my poor addled brain. Now I've got All I Want to Do Is Eat Your Brains by Jonathan Coulter stuck in my head, Gary. I blame you. Thank you. I have not restarted the stream. Like, I can see that my hand is moving as I watch the broadcast, because I have it up on my monitor, but last time, like, nothing was moving, and it looked like no progress had been made on the map. So that's why I thought everything was shot. Thank you for that, though. I appreciate it. Oh, that looks pretty. I like that. Mm-hmm. Alright, we're getting somewhere I'm happy with now. Patrick, do you go through phases when you're drawing where you're like, yeah, this is good, and then later on, this is terrible, and then this is awful, and I should quit it, and then, oh yeah, this is back to being good again? I feel like that is a progress that I make with pretty much every piece I work on. Always? Nice to know I am not alone with that. It is a very constant thing for me. I didn't know you painted minis too. We have so much in common. Yeah, Gary, I know you do. Even in quilts, hey? It's pretty exciting that you're trying something that's such a different format for you, though. Like, I think that's really admirable. I know a lot of people that would stick to something that's a lot closer to what they've already done just for the confidence that that gives. I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I'm thinking I might try embroidery, but embroidery is basically just drawing with a different kind of line. And I think that I could probably do that. So, alright, let's have another mountain range in here. This is my 3 or my 5? This is my 3. Oh, I got pupper feet on my feet. Where you started about 10 years ago. Did you post a link or something? If you ever post links, I can't see what happens with the links. That's not an option that I have in the chat. Or did you start with quilting? Because that'd be super awesome. Jocelyn, wasn't it? I'm sorry that you got moved upstairs, or Laura got moved upstairs. That's sad. Thank you for popping in, though. Justina, thank you. Sorry. It's been a little while. How's it going? You messaged me on Facebook, Patrick? Because I can check it after the stream. Okay, cool. I'll check it after. Your printer is broken, so you're back downstairs. Nice. Temporary respite, a little bit of company. Planning a new tattoo. Fabulous. All the ink, all the time. Me? No, not yet, actually. I find that slightly ironic given how many I've designed for other people. I have one design that I've really been in love with for a couple of years now. It's actually a glyph that I drew for one of my Elven magic systems. I'll see if I can find it and text you a photo of it. And it would go right here. It's a triangle in the base form, and then there's a couple of lines that go through it. And it's the glyph for joy in the system that I designed. And I love the design of it. I love the meaning of it. I love that it's like mine, like an original thing that came out of my head. So at some point I'd like to get it done. I thought about getting my semicolon, and the problem with that is where I want it is like right here. And because then it's close to the paper, and that's a really important thing for me. But then I realized it also makes it very public, like if I'm going to job interviews and stuff like that. And I don't know how I feel about having that information front and center in a job interview situation. I mean, I guess I could always kind of dress to make sure it's not visible, but I don't know that I want to have that restriction necessarily. So, still thinking about that one. I know I could change where it goes on my body, but I don't really want to. Ultraviolet. Patrick, that's not a bad idea. Because like that one's just for me. Like I don't want it for anybody else. Like it's just mine, right? So like all the other tattoos that I think I would ever get, I have no problem with other people seeing, but there's something about like wanting a tattoo and then just still wanting it to be private. Like how do you make that happen? It's a very challenging thing. So, yeah. But no, I don't have any yet. And that's, like I said, a little bit weird given how many I've designed for other people. Yeah, I've heard good things about Shades of Grey. Myrna has a few tattoos that she's gotten done at different places too. So I'm sure if I go to get one, she will come along and keep me company. Yeah, I saw your ink when we were hanging out at the football game last time. At least I think I saw all of it. I can't remember now. I can't believe your Pegasus is 20 already. That's amazing. Hi, Rob. How are you? Thank you very much. We've had a bit of experimenting on the stream today and finally kind of falling back on something that I know and love. Builds confidence to do what you know you're already good at. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, these pens are my favorite. I've tried a high number of pens. I don't know that you guys have ever seen my pen holder. Bring it under here. This is my stable of stuff I work with on a regular basis. But yeah, I'm a pen aficionado. But the microns I come back to every single time. Yep, absolutely. I'm on the 005 right now because, you know, Old Faithful. What are you working on lately, Rob? Yeah, and I prefer the 005 to the 003 for cross-hatching. I find you still get a strong enough line with the 005. Sometimes the 003 comes off as just a little too reedy for me. The Alchemy Dream. I am so excited to hear more about that. I love how your brain works. You're just constantly fizzing with something. You're like, yeah, and then there's this new thing, and then there's this new thing, and I'm just like, wow, I wish my brain worked like that. It's the finishing that's the challenge. Oh boy, do I ever hear that. Yep, loud and clear, my friend. You think the same thing about me, Laura? I swear to God that it all looks like it's more inspiring and easy than it feels some days. I love it when it's a ridiculous amount of information, honestly, because you're just like, well, thanks, brain. This was not anything I expected today. I felt like that when I was developing my magic systems. It was just like, oh wow, okay, I'm on fire. I'm just gonna ride this out because I don't know when it's gonna end. And end it will at some point. Shiny pennies everywhere. Yep, absolutely. I love that you're dealing with inorganics. That's super exciting. I think that inorganics is a root that gets overlooked by people all of the time. Yeah, you're like, potions, potions, potions everywhere. I have a whole new respect for potions, actually, because I've just started playing Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch. And I've never played a Zelda game before, so perhaps I'm just super, super late to this party. But potions and elixirs are, like, actually a fairly large part of the game that I have no understanding of. So trying to learn, like, how to make things and how to layer them so that you have multiple effects going. And yeah, that's been a really huge learning curve. Laura, it's a beautiful game, not gonna lie. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's very well thought out. I can't give you any kind of commentary on how it stacks up against other Zelda games, because I've never played another Zelda game. But I'm really enjoying this being my first experience. Like, it's definitely not a bad experience. I'm not a super serious video game player, so there are some challenges that are just too hard for me to have fun doing, because I'm not a super serious gamer. So I'm just kind of leaving those to the side, and there's a great map that you can mark with different stamps, and I just have skulls and crossbones everywhere for all of the shit that is trying to kill me, and I will go back and try to figure that out later. But mostly I'm running around collecting like mushrooms and fruits and stuff like that, and learning how to build stuff, and finding out that I really like archery, because it lets me basically sniper things as opposed to having to get into melee combat, which always just makes me super nervous. So, you know, that kind of thing. Amorphium and Dragonstone and Soulstones, not to mention gemstones. Do your gemstones have properties in your system, Rob? Like, I'm thinking kind of the neo-pagan, they are good for certain pseudo-psychic effects. Or do they have, like, kind of more of a... Yeah, okay, cool. I'm trying to find my words and failing. You actually finished one of the Divine Beasts. Good job. I got close to a Divine Beast and then needed electricity arrows and ran away to go and find them. Breath of the Wild is gorgeous. Skyrim is so cool. I am the best damn Skyrim flower picker you've ever seen. I don't like fighting anything, but I like wandering around and finding components. So Dave does all of the heavy lifting in Skyrim, and I run around and find stuff when he doesn't need it. So, yeah. Okay, my screen just flashed. Are we all good still? Yeah, we are. Okay, perfect. Great, great, great. Used as runestones. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's super great having a husband who likes to do the hard parts in the video games, because then I don't have to. I can just be like, hey, I'm done doing this now. Can you solve this problem? He'll be like, yeah, sure. Oh, an error occurred. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Something is going on my side of life. You're all good. Okay. I'm not all good on my side, so I don't know what's going on. If you can still see that I'm broadcasting, say yes. Because if you can see it, great. I don't necessarily have to as long as the chat is active. 25 levels, that sounds hardcore. You can hear me, but can you see me? That's the question that I have, because my playback has ended, and I don't know why. Brayden's cheat armor, that sounds intense. Okay, well, if you can see me, I'm just going to keep going then. I've been streaming for close to 2 hours today, so hopefully that's okay. Tell me if at any point the picture fails, please. Now, no. Alright. Rob, you're not supposed to be a murder hobo. You have lost sound and video. Okay. Then I guess we're going to pull the pin for today. I will jump on the chat here so that it's the thing. Okay.